the thoughts that pop up in me when I start listening to that is, you look at a body, right? And a body is biological. And in general, when you have a material that is deteriorating, you kind of don't want to use that material. So the solution would be to use different materials that last longer. So wouldn't it be easier to find a solution to maybe map consciousness and transport that to a mechanical body that would last longer?
So the idea of transferring our consciousness and our personality to more durable hardware, it's often goes by the term uploading. It's a perfectly reasonable idea. But at this point, we still know so little about how consciousness really works that we honestly don't know whether even in theory it's possible to implement it on alternative hardware. And even if we were to solve that problem and determine that that were possible, the question then of how we would transfer a given personality, a given individual, from one hardware to another is, again, an extraordinarily challenging one. There are, of course, philosophical questions around that, whether it would be the same person, even if it behaved like the same person, things like that. So, I'm all for that research, and I guess that if all else fails, that's something that I would think of as preferable to eternal non-existence. But at this point, I think we're doing so well on the boring preventative maintenance approach, on this, poorly designed wet thing that we call the human body, that maybe we won't need uploading.
Okay, and so then maybe not uploading, but then maybe an alternative, if I can keep pushing this point.
Sure.
Why not, especially how the bionics have increased, people have now legs that run faster than actual people. So clearly there's been a lot of tech innovation within limbs and, hearts and stuff like that, and just replacing what you have in your body into artificial things. So why not pump all of the money of research into just replacing your body towards things that can last longer?
Okay, yes. So, this is a similar question, as you say. I would generalize it and call it developing non-biological solutions to medical problems. And for sure, we've been doing that for quite a long time. Glasses are probably the first example, and they work pretty well, and they're pretty popular. And since then, we've developed things like cochlear implants, and we're getting to, as you say, artificial limbs, artificial hearts, things like that. The versatility of such an approach, the breadth of it, is increasing all the time, especially because of miniaturization. The smaller you can make things, the more things you can apply them to. And so that's all wonderful. And I believe that that process will continue, and we will continue to have a very substantial amount of our medical arsenal be of that nature. However, it doesn't really change the overall arc of research, because the fact is we don't always know what's going to work and what's not going to work. In general, I think it's an extremely bad idea to put all one's eggs in one basket when it comes to research. So putting all the funding of medical research into non-biological solutions, I think, would be an extremely bad idea. We just don't know whether that's going to be the most effective and most efficient alternative.